Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is all about a topic that affects so many of us, discipline. We'll be diving into practical strategies to help you stay disciplined and achieve your goals. Whether you're working on personal projects, fitness goals, or even managing your time better, this episode is for you. So let's get started and discover how to stay disciplined in a way that actually works.
Absolutely, Alex. Discipline often feels like this big, daunting challenge, but it's really about creating systems and habits that support your goals. It's not about having endless willpower. It's about consistency and smart strategies. Let's kick things off with a fundamental question. What does discipline mean to you?
Great question, Lily. For me, discipline is about creating a structured approach to achieving goals and sticking to it, even when motivation wanes. It's about making choices that align with my long-term objectives, rather than giving in to short-term impulses. What about you?
I agree. Discipline is definitely about aligning actions with long-term goals. But I also think it's about having the resilience to keep going, even when things get tough. It's about building habits that support your goals and making small, consistent efforts every day. Let's talk about how to get started with building those habits. What's your take on setting realistic goals?
Setting realistic goals is crucial. If you set goals that are too ambitious right away, you might set yourself up for disappointment. It's better to start with small, achievable goals and gradually build up. For example, if you want to develop a fitness routine, start with shorter workouts and slowly increase the duration as you build stamina. How do you approach goal setting in your own life?
I like to break my goals down into smaller tasks as well. It makes them feel more manageable and less overwhelming. I also find it helpful to set specific deadlines for each task. That way, I can track my progress and stay motivated. But building habits is one thing, sticking to them is another. How do you stay consistent with your habits?
Consistency is definitely key. One technique that works for me is the habit stacking technique. I link a new habit to an existing one. For instance, if I want to start meditating, I do it right after my morning coffee. The existing habit acts as a trigger for the new one. What about you? Any tricks to stay consistent?
I also use habit stacking, but I pair it with visual reminders. I put sticky notes or set alarms on my phone to remind me to stick to my new habits. It's a simple but effective way to keep discipline on my radar. And speaking of reminders, let's talk about managing distractions. What strategies do you use to stay focused?
Managing distractions is critical. I use a combination of techniques like turning off notifications on my phone and using apps that block distracting websites. Another method I find effective is the Pomodoro technique, working for 25 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break. It helps me maintain focus without feeling overwhelmed. Have you tried any specific strategies to minimize distractions?
Yes, I've also used the Pomodoro technique, and it's been a game changer for me. I also make sure to create a dedicated workspace where I can focus without interruptions. Having a designated area helps me mentally separate work from leisure. And let's not forget about the importance of time management. How do you organize your daily schedule?
I'm a big fan of using digital calendars and planners to organize my schedule. I block out specific times for different tasks and set reminders for important deadlines. Prioritizing tasks is also essential. Using methods like the Eisenhower matrix helps me focus on what's urgent and important. How do you manage your time and tasks? How?
I use a combination of planners and task management apps. I prioritize tasks based on deadlines and importance, and I also schedule regular check-ins with myself to assess my progress. It's a continuous process of adjusting and optimizing. Now, let's talk about self-discipline in decision-making. How do you ensure you make disciplined choices in the moment?
Making disciplined choices often comes down to being mindful of your long-term goals. When faced with a decision, I try to think about how it aligns with my objectives. It helps to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. How do you stay mindful of your goals when making daily decisions?
I keep my goals visible, whether it's through a vision board or a list of objectives on my phone. That way, whenever I'm making a decision, I can quickly remind myself of my priorities. Another important aspect of discipline is self-compassion. How do you handle setbacks and maintain a positive mindset?
Self-compassion is crucial. I try not to be too hard on myself when things don't go as planned. Instead, I focus on learning from the experience and getting back on track. It's important to acknowledge that setbacks are a normal part of the process. What about you? How do you practice self-compassion?
I remind myself that everyone makes mistakes and that one setback doesn't define my entire journey. I also find it helpful to reflect on my progress and celebrate small wins, even if they seem minor. This positive reinforcement keeps me motivated. And speaking of support, having an accountability partner can be incredibly helpful. Do you have someone who helps keep you accountable?
Maintaining motivation can be challenging, especially over long periods. I find that setting milestones and rewarding myself for reaching them helps keep motivation high. It's a way to recognize progress and stay excited about the journey. What strategies do you use to keep motivation alive?
I do have an accountability partner, and it's been invaluable. We set goals together and have regular check-ins to discuss our progress. It's encouraging to share the journey with someone who understands your challenges and goals. Finally, let's touch on flexibility. How do you balance discipline with the need to adapt to changing circumstances?
Yes, having an accountability partner has been a game changer for me. It's someone to check in with regularly and discuss progress and challenges. It's a great way to stay motivated and get support when needed. How about you? Do you have someone who helps you stay accountable?
I build flexibility into my schedule by allowing some buffer time for unexpected changes. This way, I can adapt without feeling overwhelmed. It's about finding a balance between sticking to your plan and being open to changes when necessary.
Flexibility is key. I try to stay adaptable and adjust my plans as needed. Discipline isn't about rigidly sticking to a plan no matter what. It's about staying committed to your goals while being open to adjustments. How do you incorporate flexibility into your disciplined approach?
Exactly. And we'd love to hear from you. What are some of your strategies for staying disciplined? Have you faced any challenges? And how have you overcome them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're always interested in learning from your experiences.
To sum up, Staying disciplined involves setting realistic goals, building habits, managing distractions, and being adaptable. It's about making small, consistent efforts and learning from setbacks. Remember, discipline is a journey, not a destination.
Thanks for joining us. Keep striving for your goals, stay disciplined, and remember that every step you take brings you closer to success. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Yes, please let us know. Your feedback can provide valuable insights for others on their discipline journey. Don't forget to subscribe